welcome to another episode of our Ultimate Decades Challenge. We are in the year 1319 and we are starting off with our family tree. Just wanted to show you some of the changes that have gone on in our family tree. So if you take a look here at our Arundel family, the main household, you will see that we have had a couple of marriages in the family. So our first and foremost marriage has been with Eduart and Grace, which we are aware of. They had an arranged marriage, and we have moved Grace into the house. They are doing well, and she is, taking care of the little ones and moving things right along within the household. But in addition to that, Blossom was taken by Ernie over to the Like household, and she met Najal and they hit it off really, really well. She had an instant major crush on him, and Ernie got her in an arranged marriage with him, and they have moved since into a house of their own, and now they are married in an arranged marriage. And then Ernie took Ernie the second over to meet a couple of girls, and Ernie hit it off with Isabel, and he ended up proposing to Isabel, and Isabel said yes, she would marry him, and they have gotten married and now have themselves a little place as well and have gotten married. So we have 3 of our teens married off in our family here, and they are doing well. And we have now also aged up Henry. He just aged up today, so we will see him as a teen in game because he just had a birthday roll and was able to survive, so he just aged up to a teen, and that is where we are going to be starting off when we get in game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. We are back in the game, and as you can see, we are here with the family. It is new skill day, so we will try to get their skills up a little bit today. It is Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and Ernie is just feeling really happy. This is a happy sim, is feeling great about life. Being happy will make any positive emotion stronger. He is just dealing with little Edith here currently. She's feeling pretty hungry right now, I believe, but in addition to that, she is needing to go downstairs and get herself something so she can handle that all on her own, and she's going to need to get herself a little bit of rest. His needs are doing pretty fantastic, so I will probably go ahead and get him downstairs and we will check and see how the laundry's doing. He needs to do the laundry, so we'll get him down here to do that because it is a little bit out of control. Grace is also doing really well. She needs to come out here and we can maybe check some of these crops and see how... Oh, no protection was used. Okay, they are clearly up to no good upstairs. Well, I say up to no good, but they're doing what married couples do. So I'm going to have her come down and spray for bugs and do some weeding so she can get some gardening skill in. And then after he does the laundry, he can go ahead and get some bee things done. Go ahead and do some laundry, sir. Why are you so sad? Sad from eating gruel. Okay, well, it is what it is. Maybe you can do some bee things. I'm going to get Eduart to go to the washroom after he's done eating, and then he can come out and take care of the cow. You can go to the doctor later. Yeah, we don't do the doctor, obviously. And you are getting some much needed rest. You're going to need to go get some rest. You can scatter the feed, clean the coop, collect the eggs, scatter the feed. So we're just gonna, you know, take care of the farm here, which is fantastic. We have been obviously paying our dowries, but we still have, you know, quite a bit of money here, which is good. So they have, you know, they're sitting at pretty good money because obviously they got a little bit of money after they got married, even though they had to pay their $500 to get married for each child. They got $2,500 when he married Grace. So we have a little bit of money, and also when we had sold all of the crops and our cow and things like that. So we've been making money. So we've been able to save that, and I don't think the bills have come in yet, so we have that to look, you know, obviously we have bills to look forward to coming out. He's so sad. All right, come down here and go to sleep. You can get yourself some rest. And Grace, why don't you go ahead and make a meal? What can we make? Not a whole lot. More gruel. So summer harvest is going to take place in a little bit. When does that take place? Let me take a look. It takes place in 1320. It's 1319 now. So we do have a little bit of time still before we can do summer harvest. So they have to wait a little bit before they can grab their harvest. So they're going to be eating gruel for quite some time, unfortunately. She didn't get all of this weeding done, so I'll have him do that. And Eduart did get some milk, so we will just put that in the pantry here. We have 18 bottles of milk. Oh, we can't put it in the pantry because some of them must be spoiled.
Yeah. The door.
All right, and we have a trash pile, so we will just throw that away for him. She's got some bird eggs we can put in. Lots of honey and beeswax. Also, Ernie did get 2 elements, so we love that. Oh, and we have a hatchable egg, so we better put that in as well. And he got some honey, some wild honey, so we'll need to do some filtering of that.
Roy. Oh, what did that's rap?
I'm just going to have him go ahead and practice his reading because he is feeling really sad. And so we'll let Henry go ahead and get some practicing reading in. He is a little bit of a genius, and so I think that he would definitely benefit from trying to educate himself. And as you can see, I did go ahead and put him in the pink color because he, once he marries, will be pink. So he is in pink, not blue.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ernie met his new skill day activity because he leveled up in his blacksmithing, which is fantastic. Grace has leveled up in her new skill day as well and met that. We have Eduart, who is still trying to level up in something, so he needs to meet the new skill day also. Maybe gardening will be it for him, but we'll just have to see. I don't think it's going to, though. I don't think he is going to have enough. Alright, so you did that. Let's go ahead and collect the jars of honey. Alright, perfect. And then you can do something else. What can you do? Maybe we will send Eduart over here to fiddle around. I'm gonna see if we can dig up some more elements. So there's something to dig here. And where else is something to dig for Ernie? There's something to dig. And there's something to dig. Alright, so we'll let him dig those up and see if he finds any more elements. We're gonna let him continue reading. Maybe he can get his leveling up with blacksmithing as well. And Grace is just kind of cleaning up a little bit around the house, which we love. She likes to keep the house a little bit tidy, which we desperately need her to do because obviously the house gets dirty really quickly with a house full of people. There's not as many people in the house as there used to be, but there are still quite a few people here in the house. All right, Dahlia, why don't you go ahead and get up and do something with your time? Why don't you go and take yourself a bath? And you're going to need to repair that when you're done. Alright, what have you found so far? You found a fossil, which we can just sell because that's not what we need. And let's go ahead and let Dahlia practice her reading as well. Eduart's having some difficulty leveling up on a skill, so he may not be able to meet his new skill day task, which is, you know, unfortunately not ideal for him. Okay, so you met your new skill day task, Henry, which is fantastic.
Wait, oh.
Alright, so he is doing a little bit of repairing, and that did not do it either. So let's get him back out here to fiddle around a little bit more. I really want him to meet that new skill day task.
Ooh.
Dahlia probably isn't going to meet it either. Alright, you can come home. What did you get while you were out there? You got a crate, which we will sell, and you got another fossil. This one's broken, and this one is worth $175. Wow, that's amazing. Let's sell that crate, because there's not going to be anything in there that we need. And you need to come home and eat something. And Eduart finally made his new skill day, which we love. Dahlia is just reading away, but she needs to go to the washroom and then get herself some rest. So I'm going to go ahead and let her stop reading. She's probably going to be the only one that doesn't meet her new skill day task, which is not necessarily a good thing, but she spent most of her day resting, and she is once again tired. Why don't you go ahead and get yourself a bath? So Eduart's going to go in. He's going to talk to his dad about blacksmithing, and he's going to tell him, like, you know, I have really gotten some blacksmithing, you know, expertise under my belt here, but it's really not my cup of tea. I really am not really into that. I was thinking about taking up nectar making. And he's going to say, really? And he's going to say, yeah, I kind of thought maybe we could get a nectar making machine. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, we have some money stored up, so I mean, we maybe could do that. And he's like, well, I think that's what I would like to do is, you know, do some nectar making. And he's like, okay. So they're going to go and we are going to get him a nectar making machine and some nectar storage racks. And we are going to start doing some nectar making. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put the nectar making racks in here in the living room, and like right here. So we will get, I don't know, 3 of those, and then nectar maker. We're going to get this antique nectar maker here. And we are going to get him started making that nectar making. I'm going to have them start doing that. We are going to have some plots that are just designated for nectar making that they are going to have here near the nectar maker that they're going to plant for just nectar making plants. So we will plant like the grapes and the lemons and the apples and the potatoes, and it's just going to be for the nectar making. And the harvesting for those is going to be not defined by our harvesting rules that we harvest our other things, because we'll harvest those so that we can do our nectar making stuff. So we won't be tied to only being able to harvest once a season. We'll harvest those as they come so that we can do our nectar making. So as soon as my build buy loads back up, because I forgot to get them the first time, we will go ahead and we'll buy those plots, and we will get our seeds for our nectar maker, and we'll plant those and get that going for that. All right, so let's go ahead and get our plots for that. So we want to get, I'm just going to do these regular plots. I'm going to do one here, 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 and here. That should be plenty. And we're going to go ahead and purchase the ingredients. So we're going to get an apple, a lemon, 1, 2, 3, 4 grapes, and 4 potatoes, just to start with. Why does that look funny? Hold on. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay, maybe it's just my eyesight. All right, so we're gonna get him to come out here, and we're gonna plant an apple here, and we're going to plant a lemon here, and we'll plant the 1, 2, 3, 4 grapes, and 1, 2, 3, 4 potatoes. Okay. Well, he's asleep, so we'll come get Dad to plant them. And we can get Grace to help, because they have, it seems, quite a bit of energy. All right, so Grace and Arnie are going to come out, and they're like, okay, since he is so keen on doing this nectar making, we are going to go ahead and we're going to get these plants planted for him so that he can go ahead and get started. It'll be a surprise for him when he gets up. He'll already have plants planted, and we'll go ahead and get him started. We've obviously got everything that we need now for him to be able to start this venture. And so they're being really, really supportive of the fact that he wants to take on this adventure. And, you know, they are really proud of him for making this decision, and so they are helping him to kind of get started here, and we love that for them. We love that they're being so supportive of his dreams and the fact that he wants to be a nectar maker. And obviously Grace is going to be supportive of him because she is his husband, but the fact that Ernie is being as supportive as he is of his son, you know, we absolutely love that. So they are going to now water these plants, and then I'm going to send everybody off to bed because it is 1 o'clock in the morning and everyone should, well, go to bed. And yeah, go eat yourself something, please, Dahlia. All right, you go to bed. All right, so it is Monday, 13/19. It is a freebie day basically on the timeline. There are no birthdays. There's nothing going on. We basically just are going to be working on waiting for these plants to do what they need to do to grow. He does have some apples in his inventory already, so I am going to have him craft some apple nectar. Oh, he has to have 10 apples. Oh, okay. Well, great. Never mind. He doesn't have enough skill for strawberries, even though he has 6 strawberries. So whatever the case is, we will just wait on that. We'll sell all of this that he crafted. So we'll just wait. Who is this that he has? Aileen. All right, we can probably go to the cemetery and drop Eileen's grave off at the church in that. And while we're there, we can take our wife with us and we can go ahead and get our photo taken. Oh, well, actually, who could paint our portrait, I wonder? Clementine. We could bring Clementine with us. All right, so we will go do that today as well. And we will get our photo taken and painted, our portrait painted for that. And so we'll do that today at the church. And that will be exciting. Did she go to bed? She did not go to bed. You should go to bed. He needs to eat something. There's nothing to eat. Let's get him to cook something then. Okay, cook some pottage. He's like, I can cook myself some pottage. There's only enough for one. So another thing that happened off screen was that Vidor did go and move into the monastery. He is now living at the monastery with the nun. So he is at the church. He is studying academics and learning. And so he has moved out. He no longer lives with Clementine. Clementine lives alone now. And so she's on her own now that she has lost Eric, her husband. She's a widow, obviously. And so in addition to Blossom marrying and Ernie marrying, Vidor has moved out. So there's been a lot of changes in the game. So we love that. All right, Henry, you really need to go to the washroom. And oh my God, at that stash you have going on. We don't know how we feel about that. But that's okay. All right, once you're done with your meal, could you maybe clean up? Because it is really, I don't know how I feel about it. It's like so nasty in this house. And then tomorrow we have birthdays for Rosa Acosta and Scarlett Arundel, and they will both be aging up. And that will also be the finish of the year 1319. So that is something that we love. All right, did you actually go to bed? No, she didn't. Why are you not actually sleeping? Come out here and do the bee stuff. I know that you don't necessarily want to do the bee stuff, but come out here anyway and do the bee stuff. Alright, so he just has to wait for these plants to grow. There's not really anything else he can do. I'm just going to put everyone to bed because, honestly, it's still really early in the morning. And then when it gets a little bit later, we'll actually go over to the church. Oh my gosh, the shed is disgusting. Let's refill the feed and clean the shed. Wow, it's so gross. Holy crap. All right, she is kind of feeling a little bit hungry. She's decided to come out and go talk to Ernie Sea Salt, and that's not what I wanted you to do. I want you to actually come and make some gruel for the family. And yeah, please do that. And if you could maybe go and scatter the feed, clean the coop, collect the eggs, that would be great as well. All right, did you make the gruel? Grace is going through a phase and she's feeling distant and would prefer to be alone for a while. Okay, well that's great news. We love that for us. All right, well, unfortunately you're not going to be able to be alone for a while because I'm going to take you to the church and we're going to get our photo taken, and so you're going to have to spend some time with me, but go ahead and get your breakfast and then we will go off to the church. I'm going to let Eduart go to the washroom here, and then we will head off. You go to bed, little one. So she's getting her food, and Henry is just taking care of all of the animals, which is fantastic. We got us 4 eggs out of the coop, and he got some honey. I'm going to actually put this honey in the fridge. Okay. All right, so she did go ahead and get her breakfast in her, And I'm going to let her go to the washroom really quick because obviously we're going off on an outing. So can you, sir, go ahead and change your outfit to your everyday outfit, and you can change your outfit to your everyday outfit as well. And then we are going to travel to the church, and we're going to take Grace with us, and we're going to take Clementine. Can we take Clementine as well? No, I guess not. Okay, we will invite Clementine over when we get there. Because Clementine is going to be the one that paints our portrait. All right, we're going to go to the Windenburg Church, wherever it is. Here it is. All right. All right, so we have arrived here at the church. We are just going to give Clementine a ring. Oh my gosh, does he not know Clementine? Okay, that could be a problem. Does she know Clementine? No. Okay. It doesn't even show that he knows Clementine and it's his sister. Okay, who does he know that he can invite over here? All right, we'll invite Blossom and we'll just cheat her painting skill.
Oh, Quexel.
Oh, Cheflet. Nimesa. Oh.
Blossom would rather not come. Are you serious right now?
Ensign Noosh? Imblipa Scoofa. Unix now Chifa?
Henry will come. All right, Henry, you're going to be our painter. I swear. I don't know why you Sims have to be like this, but it's fine. We're going to give him some painting skill. Okay, and Henry, you can come and paint them. Paint from reference, large painting. Okay, so he is making their painting now, and we will put our painting downstairs where it belongs. I am just going to have him come down and put the tombstone where it belongs. So his mother's tombstone will go down here. All right. All right, and we will put our painting on the wall. does ours go? Put ours here. There we go. All right, we are now in the painting like we should be. And then we will send everybody home.
Bokana. Harpane Chobaba.
What's wrong with her? She has a festering bitterness because she's around someone that she can't stand. Who does she have a festering bitterness with? I have no idea, but she is. Someone call a doctor. She's feeling something isn't quite right. What's wrong with her? All right, let's go ahead and get them home. Okay, we have arrived back at the house and we desperately need a bath and some bed.
Oh.
Oh, you need to go and get yourself something to eat.
Okay.
All right, she is not in a good way. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she's just definitely not in a good way. All right, get yourself something to eat there, Dahlia, because you're hungry. And Ernie is off to work, so we love that. All right, there are some plants that need to be dealt with, it looks like. Some weeding that needs to be done if you want to come and do that. I know you're feeling tense. You can come and do that and maybe spray for these bugs. She's like, okay, I can do that. So we'll let her come out here and tend to the bugs and the weeding. Henry, what are you doing? Come grab yourself a serving of food, sir. You are clearly hungry. Like, what the crap? You clearly need to take care of yourself. Get yourself some food and then take yourself a bath, because that's clearly what you need to do. Edward's just getting himself a little bit of rest. All right. We love it. She's just out here just working away in the garden, which is fantastic. We love that she is taking an interest in gardening and helping out in the family chores. And, you know, obviously these crops are everything to her, especially considering she likes cooking. She wants these crops to do well because she'll be cooking this food later for the family. So she wants things to do well. So these crops are vital to her and the family's well-being.
Turba?
Well, fix it. Don't just yell at it.
Oh,
Oh, there's our weekly bills coming due. We knew that was going to happen. And then when Ernie gets home, he is going to need to get himself some food because he is hungry as well. And he's also going to need a bath. So look, it'll be perfect time for you to have just fixed that tub. Which is fantastic. Hopefully you will actually be able to have repaired it, Henry. He's like, this is for the birds. Yeah,
Yap.
yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. Throw that away. Thank you.
Oh, Narga.
Someone needs to take care of the cow. And probably the chickens. Alright, you go collect the eggs. Alright, she's spraying for the bugs, and then we'll let her go and have a nap because she is feeling pretty tired. After all this gardening, she's like, whew, this really wears a person out. Yeah, I could see that it would do that.
Aha. Lula. Oh, now the beef. Oh, slip it. Ah. Wait, but.
Right, Ernie is home from work. He is just having himself a little bit of a bath. He's already had his meal. We love that for him. And then I am going to go ahead and get everyone ready for bed because it is starting to get a little bit late. So everyone can head themselves off to bed for the evening. And in the morning, we will see if Rosa and Scarlet are going to be able to age up and make it through their birthday rolls. So we love that. All right, everybody get yourselves off to bed. And he got 2 eggs, not hatchable. Okay, we love that. 6 things of milk. All right, eat yourself something and then go off to bed. Oh, we need to be trying for a baby. Let's try for a baby and then go to bed. Because we have not tried for a baby in like 2 days' time, so... Well, maybe it's only been a day, actually. It's only been a day. So we will try for a baby and, well, we'll woohoo. They can only woohoo. And then we will go to bed. Henry, go to bed. And you also need to go to bed. And so do you, sir. Need to go to bed. It is midnight. Go to sleep. Thank you. Everyone's in bed and we'll see you in the morning. Okay, it is 3:57 the next morning. There is no food for little Edith to eat, so we are going to have to get someone up to cook, and guess who that's going to have to be? Yeah, you guessed it. It's going to have to be Grace, mainly because she's the best cook in the house. So we'll get her up, we'll let her go ahead and cook some gruel, and then we are also going to go ahead and do those birthday rolls. So let's go ahead and jump over to our spreadsheet. For our spreadsheet, you'll see that today is Rosa's birthday. She's aging up to a toddler, and Scarlett's birthday, she's aging up to a teen. For Rosa, she can't roll a 4, 8, or 12, so let's go ahead and go to the dice and give it a roll. And she rolled a 4, so Rosa is not going to make it. Rosa has died. And Scarlett can't roll a 7, so let's give the dice a roll, and she rolled a 16. So Scarlett is going to age up to a teen, so that's perfect. Let's give the dice a roll to see if she's going to marry, which she does. And a D12. She is going to have 10 baby tries. Alright, so let's put Scarlet here on the thing. Scarlet, Arendelle, 10 baby tries. Oh, that's another thing. Henry rolled that he was going to marry, but he doesn't get to have any children. So that is unfortunate for him. And let's go ahead and add Scarlet. She gets 28 days on the tree, so we'll add her on the tree here for 28 days. Let me just add her there. So she's going to be aging up to a young adult. So Scarlet, Arendelle. All right, perfect. There we have it. And we will go ahead and get into the game, and I'm going to save and go to Manage Worlds, and we will go and take care of Rosa and age up Scarlet to a teen. Let's see. Scarlet is in the Arendelle family. She is the redhead, and Acosta family is here, and so we go there first. And she is an infant, so we need to find out what killed her. So let me go over to that site and see what killed her. According to the site, she died of croup. Rosa died of croup. She died in 1319 of croup. All right. MC Command Center, sim commands, maintain sim, delete this sim. Okay, goodbye. All right, she is gone. And guys, I'm actually going to probably do the teen makeover of Scarlet off camera, so I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode and or stream. But until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.